Very good morning, my dear students, and welcome to Digital World of Pathania Public School. But in previous lecture, we learned div tag and float properties, and we learned how to create a blog using the div tag. Today in this video, we learned height and width properties and your box model. Okay, so first we are learn about the height and width properties of CSS. The height and width property, for example, if you want to change the height and width of your division, your section, then you use the height and width property. And if you want to change the another part of your height and width, then you use the height and width that there. So, for example, first you are learn about the height and width. The height and width property define height and width of the height and width of an element. Height and width of an element. So, see beta, it does not include the padding. It does not include the padding, border or margin. When you use the height and width property, then you don't use the padding, border and margin, which means it only affects the area inside them. It affect only the area. For example, you see on this above example, if you want this area will be changed, then you use the height and width property. So for example, if we want left colon like area is this, then you use the height and width property. Then you use the height and width property. Okay, which means it only affects the area inside them. By default, the property define the height. By default, the property define the height of the content area. By default, the property define the height of the content area. The height and width property can be taken following values. First is your auto value. Auto means automatic value. This is your by default value. The browser calculates the height and width of the element according to the system. Length. Length always change in pixel and centimeter. So if you want to write down 30 centimeter, 40 centimeter, 200 pixel, 300 pixel, then you use the height. Then you write down simple height and then you use colon and then you write down, for example, 30 pixel. You write down in percentage also. You write down 30%, for example. You write down 30%. If you want to auto, then you write down, instead of this, you write down here auto. And after that, you close the terminate there. It terminate your property here. Next is your percentage is done. Next is your initial. Initial set the height and width to its default value. Default value. If you want to change the height and width of its default value, then you use the initial. Available. It set the height and width minus vertical, horizontal or margin, border or padding. If you want your division like this, then you use this value. Inherit. We have already discussed in previous class what do you mean by the inherit, and I have given the example father and the child. Father property is when inherited in the child, this means you are inherit. Parent value. So when property of one tag is transferred into another tag, this means you are inherited. So height and width will be inherited from its parent value. Always your value will be transferred from the parent to the child, not child to the parent. So if you want the practical of this, then we do it here. So this is the example. We take the example practically. So open your notepad file. So I have opened my notepad file. This is my notepad and this is my HTML file. Open your notepad and open your file. And if you want, for example, in a previous video we learned about the div tag, and in div I want my pink color division is 70%. If you want in 70%, then you write down height colon 70%. One more thing you learn here, beta. When you write down multiple properties, then you first write down inverted comma, then you use first property, for example background, and then hyphen color, this is a property name, then use colon and then write down the value pink, then use the terminator here. So your first property will be completed here, terminated here. Then you start the second property, for example your second property is height, then use the colon and then you write down the second value is your 70%, and then you close the inverted commas here. So you see the output of this, you see here your pink division will be changed. For example, if you want to change in pixels, for example we want 300 pixels, then you write down 300 px, you save it, open your browser and you refresh it here. So you see your height will be changed. And if you want to change the, for example we want to change the now green division, background color is green, we want to change this, you write down here like div style background color green, height 30 pixel, or you write down 30%, 20%, you write down for example we write down here 50%. Or we also want to change the width, so use the terminator here and then write down width is equal to, and I also written my width in for example 70%, so you write down 70. Okay, then you save it, open your browser here again and refresh it here. So you see your green color will be changed. And if you want to change the next, I have already changed the height and width of this division blue, so again you open it and you change it here and you change height. For example I want my height in 30% and my width is I want 70%, then write down here and now you save it, open your browser and refresh it here. So you see that now you see one paragraph between the another. That's why we said that don't use the div between the paragraph, because it divide your paragraph in the different parts. So if you want differently, then you first change the first paragraph height and width. So I have changed the height of this is 20%. Now maybe it will look like clearly. So one more we require, so you again open it, so you write down here, you remove this height property from here. If we remove this height and width property, and then you change the this height and width property. For example we don't want these changes in my file, then you remove it and save it and again open your browser and now see your, so this is okay. And one more we do here, we use the br tag between these. So you write down here br, again you write down here br, again you write down here br, now again you save it, open your browser and now you see again. So after the table space is given, same like that. After that you want to write down again br tag here, so you write down br. So we copy it and we want 3 or 4 times break, so write down br tag, so again save it and open your browser and refresh it here, so you see the difference. So don't use the div tag between the paragraph, you use, you see the differences between the table and the paragraph here. So this is your height and width. For example again we want to change the height or width of the table div, then you change it. For example, I want 70%, so you write down 70% here. So you save it again, open your browser and refresh it here, so you see the output and the differences of your height and width property. Okay beta. So next to your properties or your tag is box model. Box model. All HTML element can be considered as boxes. All HTML content can be considered as boxes. In CSS, the term box model is used when we are talking about the design and layout. When we are talking about the design and layout, then we use the box model. The CSS box model is essential a box that wraps. Wraps means wrapping up the data. Wrapping up means between this. For example, this is your paragraph. So we start writing from the here, and when we reach there, then our text will be moved here. Then again, and again. This is your wrapping. We have already discussed what do you mean by the wrapping. Every HTML element is consist of margin, border, padding, and the actual content. So between the box model, we write margins, border, padding, and actual content. The detailed description of these different part of box model are as follows. First is your content. The content of the box where text and images appear. This is your particular content. For example, you return here, you insert any image or you write any content, you write any table, then you use the content. So this content of the box where text and images appears. This is your content. Padding. Padding is the margin between the content and the edges. So it clear an area around the content. The padding is transparent. The padding is transparent. Border that goes around the padding and the content. Border goes around the padding and the content. So between this gap, this is your border. Margin, it clears an area outside the border. Outside the border, not inside the border. If you want inside the border, then use the padding. But if you want the margin outside the border, then use the margin. It clear an area outside the border. The margin is transparent. The margin is transparent. So you see example here. First you write down your HTML head title. You see the important part is here. We use here style. This is your embedded style sheet we use in head section. Style type is equal to text oblique CSS. Then we divide div, and div we use background color is light gray, width is this, and border and padding and margins, and then we close the style tag here. And after that we again use the div tag for this paragraph, and we close the div tag here. And we use the border 15 pixel and color is solid green, and margin is 20 pixel and padding is 50 pixel. So you see here is your box, this is your box, this is your content, and this gap between the content and the border is your padding, and the gap between this and your border is your, and the gap between this and this of four sided is your margins. So we have decided 20 pixel margin, padding is 50 pixel, and border is 15 pixel, solid green, and width is 30 pixel. So if you want to write there, then you use this. So you use and do the practice of this box model and your height and width property also. We have already discussed the float properties in the previous lecture. So here our chapter number 5 is completed, and everyone learn this chapter and do the practice of this CSS. And but I have sent you the PDF of the exercise true false MCQs and your fill-ups. So you see and mark your answers correctly. So here our chapter number 5th, and with chapter number 5th our term 1 syllabus, chapter number 3, 4 and 5 is completed. So everyone prepare your exam, term 1 exam, and everyone prepare for your test. Tomorrow is your test of chapter number 4. So everyone learn your chapter number 4 and attempt your test of chapter number 4. After that we do the chapter number 5th test and do the revision of chapter number 3 also. Thank you so much for watching this video. In next week we meet with the next topics, and for term 1 here our complete syllabus is completed. So learn everyone these topics and these chapters for your, and all the best for your term 1 exam. Thank you so much everyone.